I ran away from heartbreak. Got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid. Wasn't looking for a lover. Nobody understood where I've been. I guess I thought I needed more time to protect my love from potential offense. So I then you and you, but I so you and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to reply, my love couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you. I didn't seem to notice that you were checking for me. We were just friends, but we started building trust, and my fragile heart started to bend. Yeah, I should have paid attention. You would have been the obvious choice, but I needed time to see clearly, dig deep and cut through the noise. So I, then you, and you, but I, so you, and not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to revive my love.
NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, close fish, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? John be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Another beautiful week. We all made it. It's a beautiful Friday. I hope you're doing well wherever my voice is finding you. And thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And I did take some time this week for me, a little mental health time. And my apologies if it offered any inconveniences. I know people really enjoy the show. And I like to be up bright and early. I like to be the first person in the media, local media, to say good morning to you. So let me just do that. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Let me throw my number up because from time to time we do get phone calls. Some of them more interesting than others. Some of them are just OMG worthy. But here is my number, and you can lock this in, fam. 513-873-7134. It is a magical code that will grant you entry to a whole new world. It's called the Nathan Ivey Show. It's a place where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men. In fact, we'll be talking about black men and being vulnerable using Will Smith and some of his latest comments as as a diving board. We'll use that to dive into perhaps some even deeper conversation this morning. Memo to black men: it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay. We're always talking about the vulnerability and all the things happening with black women, but what about black men? Black men, men in general, but black men in particular. We are, in some spaces, many spaces, not allowed to be vulnerable, not allowed to say things are wrong. I want to talk about just a little bit, as I said, using some comments from Will Smith. You know, he had an issue with Tupac. Whoa, boy, it was deep. But again, it's a magical place where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men, and lames get their planes shot down like John McCain. Again, the wise words of Jay Electronica. Good morning to you. Now, that might not be your thing. You don't want to call into a show. You don't want to call to no show. You got time for that? Nate, that's not my thing, B. Okay, I got you. You can always take a free ride on my thoughts. We'll do the heavy lifting. Thank you for the share and the likes, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll do the heavy lifting. You can sit back and just, tap into the conversation. And hopefully we'll have a good conversation. I mean, you plan for these things, you never can tell. Never can tell. You never know how people are going to react. But hopefully we'll have some interesting conversation this morning. This is your morning destination for interesting conversation. And hopefully we can live up to it this morning. Hopefully. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am here. I'm ready. I'm getting it in. As soon as the show is over, I'll be in these streets getting it in. You see a tall black man with this face? It's me. It's me. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Shout out to the choppers. Oh, Viva la choppers. Get to the choppers. Get to the damn choppers. Get to the choppers quickly, man. Get to the choppers. I want to say again, shout out to Ask Ashley for dropping her ebook. Sis is doing her thing, an affirmative guide to realigning your vision of you. And if that sounds like something you might be interested in, you can go to her website, 3ws.ask-ashley.com. I support my peoples. And many of you know that she does midday juice. She also does Monday night juice. And this is her first ebook. So if it sounds like something you might be interested in, check it out. You can find it on her website. I Am Who I Say I Am, an affirmative guide to realigning your vision of you. And that's some gold right there, because it's all about how you look at yourself. It really is. At least it is for me. Everybody is different. Everyone is different. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. 513-873-7134. Now, over the weekend, you got Straight Talk Live on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And then you've got Melanin Insights, not midday, not mid-Sunday juice, but Melanin Insights with Britt and Cass. That's at 5:30 p.m. And plans for more. Your Sundays are about to get way more interesting. We'll put it that way. Way more interesting. This is my home studio. That light's a little harsh over my right shoulder. I'll take care of that during a break. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. What's popping? What's popping, choppers? What's popping? What's going on? Not only do I want to talk about Will and Jada, but I also want to talk about a smattering of other things as well that are going on that you might find interesting. It's a Friday, so on Fridays, I do it's just my thing, I don't say we're not gonna relax it forever. Hey, thank you so much, Ashley. I'm not gonna say we're gonna relax it like completely, but we open up the conversation to what you want to talk about. So shoot me a link. I'm well versed. I typically have a good sense of a lot of things, not everything that are going on, even if we don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't talk about it, typically speaking. So if there's something that's on your radar screen and you want to hear a few flows, you never know. I might have a few flows for you. You never know. You never know. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right, let me go straight to the chop shop this morning. I see Ray writes good risings all. Sharp writes TGIF Native Nut Choppers. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. What up, Sean? Thank you for the reactions there. People on Facebook tapping in. Yeah, please share this as much as possible. Facebook is tripping, y'all. It is tripping. Facebook is tripping. So I need you to spread the word of the show. Let people know that we're on Facebook and things like that, or YouTube, either way. If you haven't already tapped in and subscribed to this particular show's channel, then do so. Nathan Ivey EY. You know, my first goal is 1,000 subscribers, as are anybody's on YouTube. Good morning to you. So many things to discuss. Oh man, it's crazy. We made it, y'all. Damn, we got through Halloween. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I will be traveling for Thanksgiving, and I plan to take the show on the road with me, and we'll see how it goes. But I do plan on traveling for Thanksgiving, so it might interrupt the show here or there. Maybe, you never know. We might be able to work it all out. Good morning to you. What's up, Letty? Good morning. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for allowing me to hold on. I got to change that. Hold on 1 second. Let me put the cover back up because it's just too harsh over my right shoulder, I think. Hold on 1 second. You might be able to still be able to hear me. I'm still here. Don't worry about it. I'm still here. Let me see how that looks to me now. It's a little bit better. And it looks like that lamp behind me is on, but that's not really where the light is emanating from. But yeah, I like it a little bit better. It's okay. It's not going to bother me too much. Good morning to you. Before we get any deeper in the show, I want to give you a heads up from our sponsors this week. Our friends over at Renew Community Church are doing big things, and they've got a brand new series. Now, this is a live stream. It's accessible via Facebook and YouTube. They're live streaming this. Are the people around you running you crazy? Crazy. You can learn signs of mental challenges and when to ask for help. This Sunday at 11:45 a.m. On Facebook, that's Cincy Renew, CINCI Renew. And on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream. You can level up this weekend. And of course, hosted by Charles Wimburn. And from time to time, you'll see him in the chop shop. Appreciate him. Our friends over at Renew Community Church are very, very serious. In fact, so serious that they're also supporting the good folks over at the Ohio State of Emergency. Check this out.
Can't sleep.
It's hard to pay attention in school.
I say mean things.
I keep getting in trouble.
I bully other kids.
I'm just scared.
No one sees my pain.
Sometimes I want to die.
So many of our children are facing trauma, but instead of seeing their pain and fear, we're labeling them bad, troubled, delinquent, or criminal. Let's look beyond their behaviors. Let's get them the help they need by helping them address the trauma they're facing.
Help me feel safe.
See me for more than my behaviors.
Understand that my actions are how I communicate my fears.
For more information, visit www.ohiostateofemergency.com. That's ohiostateofemergency.com.
That was quick. ohiostateofemergency.com, of course, sponsored by our friends over at Renew Community Church. I always say tap in. I'm no expert, but from what I understand that they're doing and what their mission is, I think is big time. It's big time work. It's potentially groundbreaking. And people should tap in. Just go to their website, ohiostateofemergency.com, and just check it out for yourself. Just check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. And if you live in Ohio, you should most definitely type that in, ohiostateofemergency.com, and just tap into what they're doing and then decide for yourself as to whether you think it's worth your time or your support, or if you think it's the right direction. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Good morning to you. Viva la Choppers. We made it to Friday.
Get to the chopper!
We made it. Brandy writes, greetings. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Caramel writes, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Jerome writes TGIF Nate and the Choppers. Anthony writes morning chomp shops. Pat writes good morning. Nikki writes good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Daryl writes he writes good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Yo writes good morning, everyone. And then not sure, but who? Queen Maxine's in the house. She writes great grand rising to the righteous seekers. Crystal Wheelwright writes, amen. We made it through another week. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you. Same to you. Great to be alive. Gladys writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Have a good weekend. Absolutely. Naisha writes, good morning. Good to see you, Naisha. Carmelita writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. TGIF. Nat is repping UC, man. TGIF Choppers. Brenda writes TGIF. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. TGIF. Good morning to you. Let me talk about Will Smith. And I want to say this again. I really, really, really enjoy the Red Table Talk podcast hosted by his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, his mother-in-law, and his daughter. That show is like the gift that just keeps on giving, because through Jada Pinkett Smith's exploration of her life and her perspective, for people like me that's in the media, it just gives more and more in terms of interesting conversation pieces, right? And you know what? On some levels, I applaud Will and Jada for being so vulnerable about some of the inner workings of their relationship, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? I mean, people might learn from that. And like I said, as a person in media, it's the gift that just keeps on giving. Well, Will Smith is going through something. I guess it's midlife, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just maturity. You know, he transformed his body, which I completely understand. And he's had this full exploration of his feelings in front of everybody, which is a thing that nobody really likes to do. Like, raise your hand if you like to get up in the morning and expose your true feelings to the world. I know I don't. That's that. Now, but you can't. Where do you do that at? That's a very, very difficult thing to do, and that's to be vulnerable, especially for men. And I would say especially for Black men. Exposing yourself and being vulnerable is very, very difficult to do. But Will Smith is about that life, and he's back talking about his jealousy over the relationship that his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, had with Tupac Shakur, who is an icon. And he admitted that he was very jealous of him. Very jealous. Apparently, Jada and Tupac had a connection that was very, very special. And then the way people looked at Pac. People looked at Pac like he was like Black Jesus. He couldn't do no wrong. He was that guy. And could you imagine, being in a relationship with a woman who had this thing for an icon, whether it was Tupac or anybody else? I don't know. Here's a quote. In the beginning of our relationship, my mind was tortured by their connection. He was Pac and I was me. I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world. And I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. If she chose me over, I wanted Jada to look at me like that, is what he said. That's some deep shit right there. That's some deep shit. And you never would have thought that, because from the outside looking in, you're thinking you're Will Smith. You're Will Smith. And you caught up with the fact that she was friends with Tupac. Now, apparently Jada Pinkett wrote a book many years ago, and she talked about the relationship. She said all they ever did was kiss, and it was nasty. It was horrible. And that's as far as it went. But in Will's mind, as a man, that male brain, he just can't get the fact that she was all caught up with Tupac. And then Tupac was probably everywhere. He is everywhere. Bigger than life. Everybody, all Black people, men want to be like him. Women want to be with him, that kind of thing. He all caught up in his feelings. I never would have thought that about Will Smith. Because I'm thinking, you're the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What the hell do you have to be jealous of? You're Will Smith. You're a big time You're a prolific hip hop artist. You're part of the foundation. You got your own place in hip hop. Like Tupac has his lane, and nobody could ever fill Tupac's lane. I think most recently somebody said that there was a current rapper that was like the modern day Tupac. There can never be a modern day Tupac. No rapper is ever going to come along and be like Tupac. Lil Wayne's not like Tupac. Jay-Z's not like Tupac. There's only one Pac. There's only one Pac. There's nobody can do and be what he was. God made him to be unique. But think about it, my friends, is at least the way I look at it, God made us all unique. Shit, you got as much right to breathe air and drink this water and live your life as Pac as anybody else. You can be your own black excellent self in yourself. I thought it was very interesting that Will Smith felt that way. But again, as a man, maybe I can understand it because we can be so strong and big and tough on the outside and be straight gooey on the inside. All of us, me included, we can be so gooey, soft, and sweet on the inside, sensitive, get caught up in our feelings, especially as relates to a woman. Say it with me. A woman. A woman that you have feelings over? That you in love with? Oh, shit. You did. Excuse my language. Lord, forgive me for my brash. Let me. A woman that you is in love with? Oh, you on a whole nother level now. All the soft inner side gonna come out and everything. And you in love with her? That's your wife? That's the woman that you choose to be with? Oh, my God. That's a whole nother thing. But what I like about it more than anything else is Will Smith's willingness to be vulnerable. Because most of us run around here acting like we got to be hard. I'm no exception. I don't want to show this and show that. I'm like every other man out here. I ain't no different. I ain't no better. I'm definitely no worse. Right? So when I see him being vulnerable like this, I got to give bro some props. Maybe his vulnerability will be a beacon or an example for other black men to be vulnerable as well. And why is that? Because for me anyway, I'll read the entire quotes, but this is something that he dealt with early in their relationship. And it sounds like he resisted it until he got mature enough to embrace it and be like, yeah, this is what I was feeling. That's the only way you're going to get through some things. Some things you just got to go straight through it. You got to embrace it. You can't try to go around it or act like you don't feel this way because you're going to be dealing with that shit forever. It sounds like he embraced it, was honest with himself, and therefore he can move on. And that shit is hard to do. You talking about some grown man stuff? That is hard to do, yo. You got to admit to yourself something like that? Oh, my God, that's super hard. That is so hard. He was Pac and I was me. And back when Pac was popping, man, they made Will Smith and all the Kwame, all them kind of dudes. They made them. Some folks looked at them as corny. They wasn't as cool and as bout it and as street as people like Tupac was. Although Tupac, man, he went to like a performing arts school. He was a creative before we use those kind of terms. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. That's quite interesting. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. It's quite interesting. Like I can understand that for sure. Especially when you have, you're with one woman and you really, really care about her and you want to be everything to her, but you can't be everything to somebody. That's the reality of it. You can be a lot of things, but everything, you asking too much. It's a little too much. Quote, I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. I was too immature. So it sounds like she kept it real with him. Like, what's going on with you and Pac? That's just my friend. That's my brother. I love him. Like, what? Love? What the fuck you mean you love him? Lord, forgive me for my brash. Let me. What the hell you mean you love him? What you mean you love him? I just never would have thought that. And I'm not asking any men to talk about your personal relationships. I mean, we could get into all of that. I mean, share if you want to. I won't ask you that. But I thought it was very, very interesting. It's okay for black men to be vulnerable. It's okay to admit that you're in your feelings, that you get in your feelings. It's okay to admit that you're jealous. It's okay. It's okay. It's what you do with all of that that really matters. It's what you do. I never would have thought that shit. I never would have thought that ever in a million years. Jealous of what? I mean, because he's Pac, larger than life. You know what I'm saying? I guess. I don't know. What do you think? 513-873-7134. He said he never uttered a word to Tupac. Never said, "What up to you, bro?" They in the same room together. He ain't gonna dap him out. He just gonna try to ignore him. And if he say something to me, things might get ugly because of his own jealousy. That's some deep shit right there. Now, I don't know how old Will Smith is. I think he's like, I don't know, 50 something, 53, 54, something like that. So maybe that's just like maturity, man. But that's some grown man shit like that. Because you got a lot of dudes out there that's jealous of other men or jealous of situations like that. You might get with a lady and she telling you about a dude she was with or something like that, and you all in your feelings about it. But that's all normal. That's all normal. See, this is some of that good black masculinity. This is non-toxic masculinity. I just want to prop it up for us for a minute right here because it's so rare, I guess, for us to see this kind of stuff. Because black men don't like to be vulnerable. We ain't trying to be vulnerable. Because when we get vulnerable, what happened? We get hurt. And not every woman can appreciate the vulnerability of a black man, I don't think. I don't think so. I wonder anyway. I wonder if that is possible. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. Again, 513-873-7134. So let's take it from the top to black men. Memo to black men. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to admit that you in your feelings. It's okay to be jealous. It's okay to take a mental health day. It's okay to admit that you got some work to do on yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, to me personally, that's the road to a better and brighter day. Trying to act like you don't feel a certain way and act like this don't bother you and that shit, man, you'll be dealing with that shit for the rest of your life. You got to go through some situations. You got to embrace it, deal with it, admit it. I'm telling you, admitting uncomfortable truth is the hardest thing for an adult to do. Why is that shit so hard? Why did God make that shit so hard for us? Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery twice. Why did God make that so hard for us? When all of the good stuff is going through that pathway, right? Why is that so damn hard? I don't know. I know growing up in hip hop, motherfuckers wasn't vulnerable on wax. Big Daddy Kane didn't ever admit he was jealous. LL Cool J didn't ever admit that he had some he got his feelings. I ain't never seen my hip hop heroes ever admit that. I ain't never seen that. We don't do that. Black Panther didn't admit nothing like that. I watched that movie like 15 times. I ain't see that. So I think that's quite interesting, but you got to know what you're looking at. You know, some people read this article and gloss over it, like Jada tripping, and they'll miss the whole. They'll miss the headline. They'll miss the headline. But yours truly is different. Good morning to you, but what do you think? What do you think? I'm very interested in what you think. Tanika writes, "Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Happy Friday."
Go! Get to the
Get
chopper!
your damn choppers. Kelly writes, "Good morning. Good morning, Kelly. Eloise is in the house. What's up, Elo? What is up?" She writes, "Good morning. Happy Friday." Iris is in the house. She writes, "Good Friday. Great people. Same to you. Good morning." Tabitha writes, "Good morning. Let's chop it up."
Go! 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 Go!
Tiffany writes, or Tiff writes, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you." Amina is in the house. Good to see you, Amina. She writes, "Good morning." Brian's in the house. What's up, brother? He writes, "Morning, GSW." He's just going to drive us crazy with this damn Golden State. Y'all got a good team. Steph is looking like he on another level out there. And they don't even have, and then that's a good team. That's a real good team with a good team culture because they're consistent and they compete every single year. They got veterans, they got young players. What's the dude? Wiggins is a monster. Wiggins is a monster. They look like they activated him. He's motivated. And then when Weissman comes back, oh lordy, lordy, lord, you better watch out. So you got something to be happy about this year, Brian. I give you that, man. Meanwhile, Golden State looking like a work in progress. I'm sorry, the Lakers are looking like a work in progress. They're looking like a straight work in progress. I gotta admit it to you, bro. So, but listen, Brian, we could tap in, man, talk about NBA, just you and I. But the league is so much fun. There's so many good teams. So many good players. Ja Morant is looking like the next. And you know, I'm a big LaMelo Ball fan. I like both them young boys, man. Young gunners out there. You got a lot of good team. Anybody really talking about Milwaukee, Miami, that whole fracas that happened, between Nikola Jokic and one of the twins, the Markieff brothers. I don't know if it was it Markieff Morris, I think it was. Nikola Jokic should not have gotten suspended if they didn't both get suspended. He had every right to do what he did, because if he let Markieff Morris get away with that, he's going to be bullying him and doing that kind of stuff for the foreseeable future. He had to retaliate. He did what he had to do. I love what Shannon Sharp said. He said, listen, you cheap shop me, I cheap shop you. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Whether your back is turned or you bending over, it makes no difference whatsoever. So that was some good fun right there. TNT writes, because the league is so damn soft these days. A little physicality is like an old days. TNT writes, good morning, TGIF, hashtag women don't cheat. Well, that shit ain't true at all. Women certainly do cheat, and they probably cheat a whole lot more than men. And women are just better at cheating. They'll take that issue to their grave. But women cheat, and black women cheat. Ron writes, black men don't cheat, though. Ron writes, good morning, fam. Maurice writes, glorious resurrection. I'm so sick and tired of racist white folks and self-hating brown-skinned people, or the misnomers African-Americans and blacks. I'm with you on, you say misnomers? I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I'm with you. I know there's a credible argument to be made that black folks shouldn't call themselves black folks, right? There's a credible argument to that. I'm very aware of it. But, I mean, we're in America where we can make shit up as we go along. Hell, hip-hop taught us that. You can make up all new words, all new everything, and then 10 years later, it'll be in a dictionary. So I understand, the political, meaning of that as well. I understand that. Queen Maxine writes, I definitely understand and understand how care of our mental health is loving on our soul. Absolutely. Nisha writes, hey, Nate, hope all is well. Hey, everything is good. Same to you. Yeah. The arrangements for my mother are this weekend, but for me, it's just a husk. It's just a shell. Her spirit has already moved on. But I'm gonna go primarily to support my brothers and sisters. I'm not really a funeral kind of person. That's not really my thing. But I will be in attendance over the weekend. It's a very emotional time. I don't know if I'm going to be more emotional than I am already. I'm not really sure, but we'll find out. Cash writes, good morning, all. Get it, Ashley. Absolutely. I support her 100%. Marisha writes, good morning. Woody writes, Grand Risings, brother Nathan and Choppers, wear your mask. I try to. Ashley Glass is in the house. Hey, Ashley, how are you? We got to catch up. I sent you a message. Maybe sometime today or this weekend, whenever you are available. Anthony writes, like and share, fam. Angela writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Ron P writes, let's go. Oh, appreciate the share. Absolutely. Letty writes, good morning, Nathan Ivey and the Choppers. Crystal Wheelwright writes, yes, I'm so ready for Thanksgiving, family time. Yeah, same here. Absolutely. Like, my wife is from Cleveland, so typically, we travel up there. So we'll be traveling up there for some time and breaking bread with the family. Like I said, I mean, that means everything. Those moments, those associations, it means everything. It means everything. Nothing more important than that. Joe writes, Grand Risings, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Brent writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. Jay Coop writes, happy Friday to Nate and the Chop Shop. Good morning to you. Maurice writes, I watched The Harder They Fall, and my friend in Arizona and I discussed it. I asked her to watch it again because she missed the message. Cherokee Bill was brown skinned. Everyone that spoke in the Aboriginal, Indigenous American Indian dialect was brown skin. They were showing that we were already here. They were showing the Indians are brown skin, not those white folks or Asian looking people. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I've only seen it once. I'll probably watch it again whenever the wifey watches it, and watch it for a second time, and get her insights. We haven't got a chance to do it. Nat writes, all you need is a cigar and some cognac, Nate. Nice background, LOL. Appreciate you. That's just the other side of the room. Just trying to switch it up, keep it visually appealing to you. Cigar and cognac. There was a time, bro, but though, I've done all of that. Those times are behind me. But if you like a cognac and a cigar, you keep watching. CDM may have something for you. Keep watching. Keep watching. Those adult pleasures. I love them. Glenn writes, OCD Nate has kicked in. Yeah, I just felt like that it was too bright. Maurice writes, Concrete Cowboy is deep too. Is it? Concrete Cowboy. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, still we had, hey, Drop, call me right back, man. We had Drop on the line. I'm so busy talking with the choppers, I forgot. My apologies, Drop. Call me back. I'll put you straight on. Sean writes, damn, Nate, all you need is incense and some brown liquor. Smooth and groove. Really? Okay, cool. He says some incense and a brown liquor. I got a little candle over here. The best candle you can get from Bath and Body Works. That teak wood. Oh, God, it's the best. The intense one. The best. Brenda writes, good morning. Florida families in the house. Good morning, Mr. Ivey and Choppers. Happy Friday. Another blessed and beautiful day. Sorry to hear about your mom passing. On my back to the Natty this weekend for my son's baby shower. Okay. Be careful out there. Happy travels. Safe travels, Florida family. Jerica writes, yes, very nice background, giving Kevin Samuels vibe. Speaking of Kevin Samuels, and I might be all over the place because it's a Friday and we kind of relaxing things a little bit. Really, I just set it up, thought maybe it might be something you can get into. But I was a black female friend of mine, give me 30 seconds. A black female friend of mine, we were talking, I was telling her about YouTube channels, and she was like, yeah, there's just one guy, I can't stand him. A friend told me about him. I'm like, who is this? She was like, he be talking about men and women. Do you know who that is? That's what she said to me. I'm like, do you know how many people talk about relationships on YouTube? Thousands. No, I don't know who you're talking about. She sent me a link. It's Kevin Samuels. She went in about how she don't like Kevin Samuels and this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What do you like? And she had to admit that a lot of what the brother be saying be right. It's just something about a black man that's confident, that keeps it real, that people just don't like about him. She went in, he be talking down to women. I'm like, look, he talked the same way to men. She was like, oh, really? Well, I must admit, I only seen 30 seconds or I seen a little short clip. I'm like, you got to watch everything the brother's doing. I'm happy for him because when I first got tapped into Kevin Samuels, he only had like 300,000 subscribers. Now he's at 1.2 million because over the last year and a half, a lot of his videos have been on some of these sites, and he's just blown up and taken off. I'm happy for him. Happy for him. Wish him the best. Let's go back or to the phones for the first time this morning and say good morning and welcome. Yo, good morning. Yo. Okay, we'll try this again. Are you there, Drop? Yeah, I'm not sure if he's there or not. Couldn't hear a word. Call me back. We'll try to put you straight on. Let me see. Thank you for the kind words about the background. Great. I want you to like it. That 9-year-old child that was made to clean the bathroom with a toothbrush was another disrespectful act to our children. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. I can't get no great details, but let's just say that CPS has a lot of work to do. And a lot of it has to do with, the thing with Mary Weinberg, and I didn't even realize this, but Mary Weinberg, of course, has now been elected to be on the school board. And that's a great thing. I've got nothing but confidence that she's going to come through and do a great job. The bad thing is that we lost a black teacher. And it's not her fault. She's doing what she got to do, but that's the other side of it. There's one less black teacher in CPS. And as I understand it, black teachers are a premium. They at a premium. And it works on two levels. On one level, it's a damn shame that, you got a school district that's 70% black. You got a city that's 42 to 45% black. And yet our black children can go through the public school system for years and years and years before they ever get a black teacher. And we ain't even talking about a black male teacher. That's got to have an impact. That's got to have an impact, right? And then on the other side of it, you've got a lot of white teachers who are just culturally ill-equipped. They are not ready to deal with, our black students. They're just not ready. They are not ready at all. You got some administrators that are not ready. It's just quite amazing to me, quite honestly. I mean, it's just amazing to me. It just blows you away. It blows you away. I have just been blown away with some of my interactions and observations from CPS. And then you wonder, well, I no longer wonder. Now I know why. It definitely has to be a connection between who's teaching us, how they're teaching us, how they interacting with our children, and then the overall product and the end result. There's got to be, and not to say everybody is bad or everybody is good, because I know a lot of good people, white and black, that are teachers. That's a job I could never do. I just don't have those kind of skills. I just don't have it. I don't have that kind of temperament. I don't have that kind of skill. And the hardest thing about dealing with children or students is dealing with the adults. I did a little bit of that. I can never do it again unless I had to. If I got to make money and put food on the table, your boy gonna do whatever he got to do. But damn it. Let me go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show. I don't hear you. Oh, you can hear me? Yeah, I got you on. I got you on speaker now. I'm not sure what was going on, bro. I can't hear you at all. Hold on. Let me check my connections real quick. These things happen all the time. Okay. Nah, everything's. Thing. Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, I do hear you. You just sound extremely low. Can y'all hear drop? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear drop. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear him. I hear you fine because I got you on speaker, man, but I'm not sure it's working, bro. I tell you what, let's try it another day. Let's try it again. Appreciate the call drop. I'm not sure what's happening, but I don't want to go on and on with that. Nope, no, people cannot hear you. They cannot hear you. I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure. Hold on 1 second here. Like I really did something. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. No, you can't hear him. Yeah, I'm sorry, Drop. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe somebody else can give us a call. Maybe it's his phone or his setup. He might have been on that Bluetooth. He might have been on that damn Bluetooth. Jesse writes, he sounds fine to me. So Jesse could hear you. So I don't know. Not sure. Very low volume. Okay, appreciate that. Gladys writes, glad Cam got picked up. I love looking at his style. You talking about Cam Newton? He got picked up by the Panthers again? Is that what happened? Oh, okay, great. Went back because they never should have got rid of him. Brent writes, my first black teacher in the classroom wasn't until the 8th grade, pre-algebra. That's a damn shame. And then I remember talking with the former superintendent, and she was like, well, it's hard to get black folks. I'm like, well, okay, maybe that's true. I'll take you for your word at it. So what are you doing to try to make that happen? You got these HBCUs in Ohio and close to us, some type of partnership, some kind of pipeline, something. But maybe, being a teacher just isn't looked upon as being glamorous. I don't know. I would say we need more of that, not less. Sean writes, white female teachers especially should not be teaching our children. They are not equipped. Well, it depends on the white female. It depends on the white female. I'm not going to say that across the board. It depends on the individual. Hell, like I said, I've had issues or had a run-in with a black teacher over at Warner High School. It was the first black teacher, male teacher that my daughter ever had. And as a teacher, he might have been okay, but going through personal issues, right? And then bringing that into the classroom. So anybody can do that, black or white. And we had a serious issue, very serious issue. So as much as we want good, conscious, competent, emotionally well-adjusted black people to be teachers. We got to add a caveat to it. Because you can get a black person that is just as much on some dumb ish as a white person is. And you can get some white folks that's 100% on the job. I've had that interaction. You know what I'm saying? I've had white administrators that handled the business. Then they handled the business and knew what was going on and did things in a manner that was very fair and very real. And then I've had black administrators that you say something to them, they're like, huh? I don't know what they're talking about. You look at these people like they lost their damn mind. So, it just depends on the end. I keep saying it. We need more black educators in general, but it really depends on the individual. It really depends on the individual, 100%. Rachel writes, I've never had a black teacher. Is that right? Let me go back to what I brought up. Let me read some comments, about Will Smith and his vulnerability. Glenn writes, Virgos don't cheat. I know that's right. Virgos do not cheat. Virgos do not cheat. Now, Maurice writes, Pac changed after his role as Bishop in Juice, did he? Tony writes, morning from Vegas. Still on natty time, but here to chop it up. What's good? You in Vegas, bro? Enjoy. Darren writes, vulnerable, susceptible to physical, emotional attack or harm. Yeah. Will Smith has been definitely vulnerable. Even all that stuff that was going on between him and his wife and August Alsina, admitting that and, being on camera and all the crying Will Smith memes. That's the reason why black men, that's why black men in particular cry in the dark. Michael Baisden's seminal book, Black Men or Men Cry in the Dark. I read it from cover to cover. It was excellent. But black men cry in the dark because they're afraid that when they say they do something in the public, in the light, then people will label them or, will misread it or, we'll tease them or whatever the case may be. So we cry in the dark. But we do cry, though. We do cry. Black men have real emotions. Shannon Rice said, I've lost several male friends soon as they get a girlfriend. Like, sis, I'm part of the reason you can find this Muppet desirable. You should want to keep an ally. Huh? What the fuck? A probably said, I've lost several male friends as soon as they get a. Okay, so y'all cool. He get a girlfriend and then he drops you, or maybe it's because of her. She's like, nah. Spend all your time with me. What you doing with her? Okay, I'm part of the reason you find this Muppet desirable. You should want to keep an ally. The best wingman for a man is a woman. We all know that. A woman can get you more ill nana than a man can ever do. Happens all the time. You get that rubber stamp from the girlfriend. She's like, yeah, girl. For whatever reason, in a woman's head, it means something. Kevin writes, I want to know, is it still okay to be hard if you're a dude, or is that automatically toxic? Is it still okay to be hard if you're a dude, or is it automatically toxic? I think that men are hard by nature, right? Some harder than others per their circumstances. But I think the man's nature is hard. But now describe hard, though. You're going to have to flesh that out for us because I don't want to go off on a tangent here and then you mean something completely different, Kev. So what do you mean by, is it still okay to be hard? Hard in what way? Now the ladies are saying it's always okay for a man to be hard. I get it, right? Get your mind out the gut. I had to say that before somebody else did. But I get what you're saying. You're talking about like in the way that you carry yourself, right? Like having a hard exterior. I don't think having a hard exterior is automatically toxic. I don't think being hard at all is toxic. That's number one. I don't think that's necessarily toxic. You got to be hard on some levels to deal with the world around you, especially as a man. You gotta put up some kind of I won't call it a front, but you got to put up some armor. Because if you not, then it ain't gonna be good for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna be good for you. So no, I don't think that that's necessarily. You can be hard You can be hard in terms of like the way you carry yourself, the way you give other people respect, demanding respect back. Then that's a level of hardness. While at the same time, still be vulnerable and soft enough that you can get inside of your own feelings and be real with yourself about how you feel and what's going on with you. That don't have to be mutually exclusive. I don't think anyway. I don't think so. Anthony writes, Ohio House Bill 99 legislation to allow teachers to be armed in our schools. Bad decision. Teachers are not ready for that. You got teachers that are emotional wrecks. I've had interactions with teachers and administrators that were complete emotional wrecks. And I'm talking about screaming and yelling, acting wild, sobbing, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I've dealt with that with my children right now. These are people that get paid every single day. Complete emotional wrecks. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 miles wide and a millimeter deep. You know what I'm saying? You can penetrate their defenses with one word and it will just fall apart. And you want to give these kind of people a weapon? Oh, hell no. I'm not with it. Deborah writes, Jada got issue. Will needs a better partner. You think so, Deborah? What makes you say that? I think, and this is why I say I love the red table talk. Real is real. That shit they talking about is what a lot of people dealing with in their relationships. They just are never gonna say it. They just not gonna say it. The stuff they dealing with, and her dealing with herself and talking about finding love and find out who she is and things like that. That's stuff that people deal with every single day. They just don't talk about it because they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be critiqued. They don't want people looking at them crazy. They don't want to, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that Jada has any issue that a lot of other women, including Black married women, don't have. And I don't think that Will has any issues that other men don't have as well. Will talking about being jealous. You got a lot of mofos out here jealous of whatever, a wife's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or some Negro she got with or something like that. That happens with a lot of men. That jealousy thing is very, 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 very prevalent. It's very prevalent. And not just in a relationship context. You got people that's jealous of other people because other people are doing things that you see them because some dude, maybe he got a little style about himself, or he got a way about himself, or a woman has a way about himself. There's a lot of very strong-minded, attractive women that have to deal with jealousy from other women. Right? Never met her before. Sis got a problem with you. Like, why sis got a problem with me? That's because she sees your light. She can see that. Now, some people are intimidated by that. Some people are turned on by that. Some people, like, they have to be the brightest light in the room. Some people are like that. And it just comes from insecurity. Like, I've been around dudes that was insecure as hell, and I knew they was. And they talk the toughest shit in the world. They just so super tough. They so super manly. And I'm just looking at them like, this is insecurity 101. Am I wrong in that? You ever been around somebody like that, fellas? But this dude insecure as hell, but he's so brolic. He is so manly. He's so bout it. And you just looking at it like, okay. That happens a lot. Men and women, but it happens a whole lot with men. It happens a whole lot. More than you could ever even realize it. Same thing happens with women. You get a woman, you get a sister that's got that mental, she got the physical and the mental going together. She got that light. Oh my God. Some women will hate her as soon as she step in the door. Who is this? You know what? Who is this? Who she thinks she is, right? You turn it back on them. Oh, she got an attitude. No, really, you got the attitude because you can see her light. Happens every single day. But it's the real ones that can sit down with themselves and sort their emotions and realize, oh, I'm tripping. Let me stop tripping. That's the maturity right there. Let me stop tripping. I'm tripping over here. Let me get myself together. That's a hard thing to do for some people. I want to hear more, Shannon. I want to hear more about that. Let me see. Let me see where we at. Nikki writes, lies. Black men cheat all the time. TNT writes, no, we don't. Oh, man. Roy writes, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Roy. Rachel writes, how can a pastor intimidate the jury? Because people are some people are very fragile these days. Somebody wrote a book titled White Fragility, and the book has been out for at least a couple of years, I think. I think the author actually came to Cincinnati and did like a press tour and spoke about the book. I wasn't able to attend, but I think I'm going to reach back out and see if we can get her on the show because that shit is so real. It is so real, and you can learn a lot. And life is all about learning, right? Good morning to you. Deborah writes, I hope he does and soon because she's disrespected him enough. Who disrespected? Who you saying Jada disrespected Will? How did she disrespect him? You talking about her situation with August Alsina? That's something that he admitted that they just do that. They got an open relationship like that. So, and I'm sure that before she talked about it, she ran it past him. And he was like, go ahead and speak your piece. You know, find your piece if that's what you're looking for. I don't know. Rachel writes, who gives a F about Will and Jada? It's not necessarily about Will and Jada, Rachel. It's really about us. It's really about using what they were brave enough to put out there as an example to do a deep dive into us. At least that's how I look at it. It ain't really about them. It's really about us. Shannon writes, I love the movie. Lemmy writes, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Kevin writes, what's wrong with calling ourselves black? Some great people were black. Every person who called themselves a Panther was black. I get it, man. There's a strong argument to be made that it doesn't make sense, right? I mean, I've heard that without getting all in deep with it. I'm not really prepared to go that way this morning because if I go that way, I want to make sure I'm sharp on it so I can speak intelligently. But I've heard these arguments before, and some of them ring very, very, very true. Deborah writes, it's a good look. Great, okay. Lemmy writes, yes, Teakwood and Black Cherry Merlot. Okay. Shannon writes, never Kevin Samuels vibes. Kevin Samuels is speaking truth to power. And I don't know why he rubs women the wrong way. I think it's because he's like popping the bubble, right? Because there's some women out there that on his scale might be a 3 or 4 or 5, but you're looking for what he calls a high value man. And I think that messes with the psyche. Like every woman wants to believe that she's high value, just like every man wants to believe that. So here he is telling you, oh, you're not high value. And that just rubs some women the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just his opinion. I mean, it's entertaining. I take from it what I can. That's his opinion. He got his own scale. Okay, great. You don't mean a goddamn thing to me. What time is it? Okay, I don't have to say my prayers because all the good kids are in school right now. If your kids aren't in school and it's not like a doctor's appointment or you made them late, that means that they are incorrigible. They're bad kids. And they're probably cursing and smoking and drinking anyway. So hearing them hearing me curse is not going to be a problem. So get your bad ass in school. Take your bad ass to school. Jerome writes, the Miami Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens last night. Great game. I was happy for Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, we'll put Tua. I can't pronounce his last name right now. I need to practice. Oh, you like a good cigar? No liquor go? Okay, well, keep watching then, Regina. We may have something for you real soon. Real soon. I love my candles. But did your friend prove Samuels wrong? No, she had to admit that she didn't really watch a lot of his videos. And I was like, he goes hard at the men. I see him run dudes down. Like, why would a woman like you? He even asked the dude if he had a big penis. Like, you ain't even got a big penis, so you ain't got nothing to offer a woman. He ran dude down. I'm like, damn, we doing that out here, Kevin Samuels? But it's a YouTube channel, so it's supposed to be entertaining. Ron P writes, my condolences, bro. I didn't know about your mom. Lost mine back in 2015. Miss her every day. Well, condolences to you, brother. And yeah, I mean, It's that circle of life. It comes for everybody. But we had a great relationship. She knew exactly how I felt about her. I know exactly how she felt about me. And I'm already at peace with it. I'm already at peace with it. Shannon writes, any press is good press. Every negative share is a share. People make more valid through hate than they ever do in love. You're right about that. Don't I know it? Don't I know it? You are right about that. Yeah, I mean, that's something I'll probably never get over. You don't get over something like that. He hasn't hit record. Nate Drop is recording his call, is he? You told me he records the calls and plays it somewhere else. I mean, it'll go right ahead. That's what he wants to do. Kamika writes, District 78 is a great Cincinnati-based Black-owned candle brand. Is it? District 78. I'll look for that. District 78. I'll look for that. Sean Wright, where can I purchase it? There is a guy, Drop can call, Cricket phone is working. Is that right? I love his calls, though, man. I love his calls. So I applaud. What platform is Jesse on? I'm not sure. I applaud Will Smith. I want to put that out there. I applaud Will Smith for being vulnerable and being honest and maybe showing the rest of us men out here, what we need to do in order to be our best selves. Because you can never be your best self if you lying to yourself. That's just how I look at it. That's why I keep it 100. You can't be yourself, your best self, if you're lying to yourself. You can't do it. You can't do it. It ain't going to happen. It's impossible. It is impossible. Good morning to you. Before we go any deeper in the show, I want to get a word in from today's sponsor. And we got some new sponsors that'll be starting here in the next couple of weeks. And I'm hoping that they are offering the kind of products that the people in this audience will get into. Okay, so I want you to, if you're somebody who, well, I'll save it for when we actually do it, but I'm hoping there's something you can get into and you can support these brands. Okay, but before we get any deeper into the show, a word from our sponsors today. Our friends over at Renew Community Church have a live stream series that they offer every Sunday starting at 11:45 a.m. Are the people around you running you crazy? That is a question. Learn signs of mental challenges and when to ask for help. And let's be real here. We already know the answer is an affirmative. Yes. Absolutely, they're driving you crazy. It's the damn adults. You can watch live on Facebook, facebook.com/Cincy Renew. That's CINCI Renew. CINCI Renew. The folks over at Renew Community Church live stream, that's where you can find them at YouTube. On YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream. And tap in this Sunday. And our friends over at Renew Community Church are also helping to sponsor the ads for the Ohio State of Emergency. Check this out.
Can't sleep.
It's hard to pay attention in school.
I say mean things.
I keep getting in trouble.
I bully other kids.
I'm just scared.
No one sees my pain.
Sometimes I want to die.
So many of our children are facing trauma, but instead of seeing their pain and fear, we're labeling them bad, troubled, delinquent, or criminal. Let's look beyond their behaviors. Let's get them the help they need by helping them address the trauma they're facing.
Help me feel safe.
See me for more than my behaviors.
Understand that my actions are how I communicate my fears.
For more information, visit www.ohiostateofemergency.com. That's ohiostateofemergency.com.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critic.
All right, good morning, everybody. You got two court cases that to me are an example of humans worse than COVID. Yesterday, we spent some time talking about Kyle Rittenhouse and what people are saying are crocodile tears. Look at that. Is that real? I think it's real. I think he's really caught up in his emotions because he's basically on trial for his life. I think he's on trial for his life. I don't know as to whether he has remorse about whether he killed somebody or not. I don't know. Would you? If you felt like it was clear-cut self-defense, would you be remorseful about it? I don't know. But there's that case, but it's also the Ahmaud Arbery case that's going on as well. And something interesting happened this week. You had the neighbor, the witness, who called the police after seeing Ahmaud Arbery inside a home. It was a home that was under construction. And I've done that. Like I walk around the city. I just did the other day. I was walking down Sycamore, and then they got some little side streets that you can go on. If you're walking down Central Moore, the side streets are to the right, and they were doing some construction. So I walked over there and just looked at the construction. Hell, I might want to buy it. You know, I might get some ideas about our own home or a future home. I didn't walk inside of it, but that's not too uncommon, I don't think at all. I don't think it's uncommon at all. I've done it many times in my life. They got a construction site. You walk in there, you just kind of walk around, you walk out. You don't touch anything or take anything. You're just curious. And that's what happened with Ahmaud Arbery. And then a witness called police and said that he was doing something strange. And it was that same time in which he was chased and fatally shot in a neighborhood down in Georgia. He was just jogging through the neighborhood. And then next thing he knows, it was like antebellum. Yeah, white folks on pickup trucks with shotguns that was chasing him down, chased him down and shot him and killed him. And from what you understand now, nearly tore his arm off with the shotgun blast. Matthew Albinez said that the owner of the house in question had shown him a video of a black man walking around an empty house before, and he believed that Ahmaud Arbery was the same person that he saw. So he went back into his home, grabbed his pistol and cell phone, and came back outside to Arbery inside the property. Now, I'm just trying to figure out, if I live across the street from a new construction and I see they're putting up the house, and I see people over there one day, maybe say I talk to the owners, and the owners say, yeah, somebody came through here and ransacked the place, man. They stole some lead pipes and everything. Am I the kind of person that would call the police? Yes, I am. I am the kind of person that would do that. Like if I know the owners and they said that there was something, I might call the owner and say, look, you got some suspicious characters over here. You might want to come check out your property. I might definitely call the owner. Am I going to get a pistol and go outside for somebody else's property? Hell to the no. Hell, they could break into the house and be walking out with property in their hands. I'm not going to confront you with a weapon for somebody else's property. It just ain't that serious. That's a clear-cut case of call the police and let them handle it. But Mr. Albinez testified that he now feels responsible for what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, because he's like, well, check it. He wasn't even the right dude, and look at what happened. He said that when he ran, he thought that he was even more guilty, basically. And I'm thinking, sometimes people run because they just don't want to be involved with the situation. It ain't about guilt or innocence. They just don't want to be involved. It's like, oh boy, here they come with that dumb ish. Let me get out of here, right? So they want to get out as quickly as possible. But now he has expressed his remorse. He was on the witness stand. Oh, let me see if I can get this image for you. He was on the witness stand looking all sad, looking all down. Talking about, this still weighs heavy on me. Well, I bet you it don't weigh as heavy as it does on the family of Ahmaud Arbery. I bet you that. Matthew Albinez. My question is, do you think he did the right thing? Is that like the right thing to do? I mean, let me put you in that situation. I want to know what you would do. Okay, I want to know what you would do. So you are the neighbor of, let's say in your neighborhood, maybe a house down or across the street from you, there's a brand new construction. You actually know the people that are building the home. Y'all friendly. You talked a few times. They've told you that they felt like and showed you a video of some black dudes or a black dude that was walking through the site. I don't think that there was a report that anything was stolen. Maybe there was a report that something was stolen. And Matthew Albinez said that he was splitting wood in his front yard. It means he's got a wood burning fireplace or stove in his house. So he's splitting wood in his front yard. And he sees a man outside of the neighbor's house. Maybe looking inside like, what's that? He's dressed like he's dressed for jogging. And he's looking at the house like maybe he's going to go inside. Matthew Albinez went back inside, called the police, and got a pistol. Okay? Albinez said he went into his house, grabbed his pistol and his cell phone, and came back outside. And when he came outside, Ahmaud Arbery was inside of the property. That's when he called the non-emergency police phone number. So he didn't call 911. He told the court that he did not call 911 because he did not consider what he saw was an emergency. He said he was just looking around. So he didn't call 911. He didn't feel it was an emergency. Then why'd he get a pistol? Just in case, I guess. Why is he making a call? Just in case. And I'd like to know, what would you do in that situation? If you're in a situation, the same situation as Matthew Albinez, and let me see if I can put Matthew's photograph up and you get a sense of what this man looks like. I'd like to know what you would do in that situation. And do you think that this man is responsible in any way? Is he responsible? Was it irresponsible for him to call the police? Even though he called the non-emergency number, here he is right here. That's Matthew Albinez on the witness stand during the Ahmaud Arbery trial. And I just gave you what he testified. Those are the facts. Now I'd like to know your opinion about his behavior, what he chose to do. And I want to put you to put yourself in that scenario. What would you do? What would you do? And primarily we got black folks in here, but everybody's welcome. To the black people who are in here now listening, I'd like to know, what would you do if you were Matthew Albinez? Same scenario. You're splitting wood, or you're cutting the grass in your front yard, or you're cleaning your gutters, and you see somebody in front of a partially constructed house. You see somebody in a partially constructed house, and what do you do? What do you do? Would you call 911? Would you call the non-emergency police number? Would you grab your pistol like he did? Like, what exactly would you do? What is the right thing to do in a situation like that? I'd like to know. Sean writes, you're supposed to observe and report. That's the military in me speaking. John writes, call the police. Okay, so that's two people. Crystal writes, he prejudged him. He certainly prejudged him on some levels, because if he didn't, sorry about that. I was looking at a text, very important stuff. Yeah, he definitely prejudged him. If not, he wouldn't have called the police. He wouldn't have felt it necessary to call the police, and he wouldn't have felt it necessary to get his pistol. So Rachel writes, I am calling the real police in all circumstances. So far, what it looks like is he did the right thing. That's what it looks like. It looks like many people would have done the exact same thing that he did. You wouldn't have chased Ahmaud Arbery down with a shotgun. Who's going to do that? Hell, I would. If I saw somebody running through my house, leaving my house with something, I'm not going to chase them down with a shotgun because everything is insured. I'm going to try to get as much information as I can so we can get you later. And if you need these little trinkets, you want to take a computer here, you want to take this little microphone or these cameras, go right ahead and take them. It's all insured. I'll get it again. And I'm going to get it brand new. So go ahead, run with it. My issue would be just making sure nobody's in the house. We had something similar happen to us. I'm not sure where the wifey was. She might have been out of town, or I think she was out of town or something like that. So it was me and the young ones. It was just me and medium Buddha little Buddha at this point before my son was born. And I went to go. We had a family member at the house, and she lived over in Walnut Hills. And I took my daughter and my little cousin. I was taking her home. We dropped her off. We came back home. As we came walking them to the door, the front door was open. It looks like somebody had climbed through a window and climbed into the house. You could tell somebody had ransacked the window, ransacked through the house, because there was like a trail that went from the front door straight to the back door. As I went to the back door, I must have just missed them because they had like a little motorbike or something like that, and they left it. We'll take that. That's mine now. And I must have just missed them. So I ran out the back door, and I didn't hear anything and see anybody, but I must have just whisked them because you could just kind of feel it. The door was open. I wasn't going to chase them down the street. My concern was making sure nobody was hiding in the house. And they stole my daughter's Kindle, a device that we had brought for her, and we replaced it very quickly. And they might have stole some other things. I can't remember. It was nothing too big, but there's a feeling of insecurity that you have. You feel violated. You feel insecure, right? Like somebody can get into my house so quickly. It made us step up the security game. But I can't imagine myself chasing them down and shooting them. And they stole it from me, let alone me doing that because somebody's across the street. Who's got time for that? But I'd like to know, do you think that this man did the right thing? Do you think he did the right thing? Tracy writes, you come through my house, though, different story. You got to do what you got to do. I like to know. Tracy writes, I'm tired of calling the police and getting no results. The last time I called, I was told by the police, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Their stuff is insured. I'm probably minding my business. He's right. It is what you can prove. TNT writes, if I know the house is under construction and I did not see him coming out with a bag or materials from the house, I'm not calling nobody. Call for what? You know what? I'm of the mind to do that as well. I might sit back and observe, and if they just come walking out, then there's no reason to call. They were just looking at it. People do that all the time. I mean, is that trespassing? I guess technically it is. It is, I guess. But hell, if that's the case, then somebody could step on your grass, and that's trespassing. How far are we going to take this? But this man now is all in his feelings and feeling as if it's all his fault. He feels like he never should have called. And judging by TNT's response, he might be right about that. Why did you call him? If you see Ahmaud Arbery walking out, but he hasn't taken anything, he doesn't have a bag, he doesn't have any pipes, he didn't steal any construction materials, then why'd you call them? Why'd you call them? That's a very fair question. Hey, what's up, Lannis? Good to see you, brother. It was good to bump into you, man, over at Bar 29 during the Black political event. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Shannon writes, as a realtor, I know people like to explore new construction sites, some for good, some not. I may already be carrying, so I'm going to just observe for a moment. If it goes left, call 911. If it goes left fast and they come my direction, all SNW or call SNW. Okay. SNW. What's SNW? I feel like I should know that, but I'm not quick. I'm slow this morning. Toy writes, unless there is someone in distress, I'm doing what I was out there doing. I know that's right. Right. Crystal writes, right. What was the purpose of calling the police in the first place? Right. Now, to his credit, he called the non-emergency number. He called the non-emergency number. So he wasn't saying that it was like a pressing emergent crime in custody, a crime in the process. He was saying this is something y'all need to come check out. Come check this out. Oh, Smith and Weston. Oh, whoa. Okay, sis. All right. I knew I was supposed to get that. You walk around here like this, Shannon. All right. She said, I ain't playing no games. Where's this at? S&W, Smith and Weston? What? I ain't mad at you. Not one bit. Maurice writes, if he was white, would he have called? Maurice, excellent question. Excellent question. I don't know. Only he knows that. And maybe that's why he feels remorseful, because in his heart, and again, I'm saying maybe, I'm just speculating. I can't speak for this man. But maybe in his heart, the reason why he feels bad is because he knows that if that was a white dude walking out of there, he never would have called the police. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. That would explain some things. Shannon writes, this man is distraught because as he gave his testimony, he just discovered he was a racist. This is just his white fragility showing. And how did you get from a police call to a whole posse? Very fair. Very fair. Very fair question. Kelly writes, because he is on my property and I don't know what he is doing there. Anime writes, Smith and Weston, y'all way faster than I am. I'm all slow with it. What's S&W mean? Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate y'all for saving me on that one. What S&W mean? I don't know, right? It's a Friday. It's a lot of things going on. Give me a little bit of latitude here. That's all I can say. Oh, man. Oh, my God. No one man should have all this fun. I'm telling you. Let me jump inside the chop shop. Fox rise and shine, young stars. Good to see you, brother. She writes, it's okay, Nathan. Thank you. I appreciate that, sis. Appreciate you. TNT writes, it's not his fault because the men who shot him were going to kill him anyway. He wasn't a part of it. It would have been better if the police had gotten the Aubrey than the good old boys. The mere fact that he called the non-emergency number and not 911 shows he didn't feel it was urgent. David writes, I put cameras up with two-way response on my construction and fell in love with them. I had 2 contractors fired for moving materials with them. Is that right? Is that right? That's what we doing out here? Is that what you got to do? Damn. Interesting. Very interesting. I would give you the number out. Matter of fact, I'll give it out because perhaps that was just Drop's phone. But if you want to try, Drop be on Bluetooth and all kind of stuff. Ain't no telling what he was doing. All right. But you can call in at 513-873-7134. I'll throw my number up again. There it is. Also, want to remind you about the live stream from our friends over at Renew Community Church this Sunday, 11:45 a.m. It'll be led by Charlie Winburn. You can tap in on Facebook at Cincy Renew, CINCI Renew. You can tap in on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream. Are the people around you running you crazy? You ever felt like that before? I know you have. I think we've all felt that way before. People mean well. They mean well. But sometimes it's the people around you, man, that can just bring you the most stress. The absolute most stress, doing the most. So again, tap in if interested this Sunday at 11:45 a.m. Real simple. You can tap in and tap out as simple as pressing the button on your screen. It's real simple. And this series is for everyone. Men, women, black, white, young, old. If you feel like you can get something out of it, then you can tap in this Sunday at 11:45 a.m. Now back to your chat. Good morning to you. What's going on this weekend? Where the party at? Is this going to be the last good weekend before the snow comes? Like they're talking about snow and all this kind of stuff. Like what? Snow? Really? We doing that? Where is the party? What's going on? Send me an invite. I want to come. I want to come and say what's up. Good morning to you. Something else you want to talk about. I saw this story this morning. This is the craziest thing ever, man. This story was so crazy. Remember this story? Now, this actually happened back in September. Apparently, there was a fender bender or a minor traffic accident, right? But what happened afterward was nothing but minor. It was potentially huge. Okay. Hey, John, stay on the line. I'll get to you in 1 second. I want to set up this topic. A 54-year-old woman was the victim. Apparently, what happened is there was a traffic accident between two women. One woman says to the driver of the other car, quote, "I'm going to go get my man. You better go get yours." Both parties left the scene. A short time later, according to police, the woman who had issued the threat returned with her 31-year-old boyfriend. And apparently when he returned, he had a weapon in his hand and fired rounds at the woman. This man was holding a child in one hand, had the weapon in his right hand, had the baby in the left hand, and fired some rounds at this woman. Apparently they were upset about the fender bender. Police are reporting that they actually arrested this man a short time later, and they released the dash cam footage of it. And it shows the officers surrounding the vehicle and taking them into custody. And I'm like, what? Now, I'll be honest with you, man. I've almost gotten into accidents many, many times, and it makes me so angry because some people in Cincinnati are just reckless drivers. They reckless, they selfish. It's the people with the tinted windows. Drivers with tinted windows are some of the worst drivers in Cincinnati. And it's because they feel like nobody can see them and you can't make that eye contact. And it just activates all of the recklessness in terms of their driving. Now, there's exceptions to every rule. When I've said this before, people say, well, I'm a good driver, Nate, and I've got tinted windows. You're the exception to the rule, but the rule still stands. The next time you're out in the streets of Cincinnati, just observe how people drive. And I guarantee you that if you get into a situation where somebody's driving recklessly, cutting you off, just doing all kind of illegal stuff, I guarantee it's somebody with tinted effing windows. Something about that. These damn tinted windows and these drivers, they feel like you can't see me. You can't see me. I can do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's something too when you drive with somebody, you make eye contact with them, and they get that, whatever you want to call that, there's something to that. And when you take that away and you match that with a certain mentality, people will just do damn anything. They'll do anything. So I've been in situations where I told the wife, you like, damn, if that motherfucker would have hit me, I'd have dragged the ass out of there. Now I might be selling wolf tickets. I might just be talking ish in the moment because that's what I feel like I want to do. But if the moment really happened, I may not really do that. I fully admit that. And she knows that. She look at me like, sounds good. You better keep your ass in this car. That's what she's thinking. It just happened the other day, man. I was driving north on Reading Road, and it was a black woman. She just would not let me get into the left lane. It was between like 4 and 6 p.m. So a little bit of rush hour, not a little bit, but it was rush hour. And the right lane on Reading Road, if you're traveling north, sometimes you get cars there. So I'm traveling in the right lane because I'm trying to get ahead and keep through traffic. And she just would not let me over and let me get in front of her for nothing in the world. Had my daughter with me. And I got so frustrated because sometimes you can look at like the lay of the traffic in front of you. And I told my daughter, I was like, watch what happened. Watch me end up getting in front of her. And sure enough, just because of the flow of traffic, 5 seconds later, 10 seconds later, I'm in front of her. And I just looked at her. And she wouldn't even look over. Looking all mean. Trying to get in front of me. I'm like, lady, it's not a race. It's just some little common courtesy. Happens all the time, right? But to get out of your car with a baby in your hand and you firing shots over a fender bender, something ain't right. I don't think the real issue is not the fender bender. Something else was going on that either I can't even speculate as to what it was, but that ain't normal. That ain't normal, man. But it just goes to show you, man, some folks out here, that road rage shit, they take really what's going on is they got stuff going on in their own life, I think. Or they got stuff going on inside of them. And then they get into a automobile accident or a road rage situation, and it all just comes out. I mean, you want to see the image of this? It's everywhere on the news. I show the image. This man looks like, what the hell? It's like, come on, Dad. If this dad, you got to do better, Dad. This ain't manly. This ain't manly. You talk about some toxic masculinity. Boy, oh boy. This is an example right here. Let me show this to you, man. You're going to trip if you haven't seen this already. You're going to trip. You ain't going to believe it. You are not going to believe this. I don't know how it's. Hold on 1 second. I got to do it again because I don't even know how. I don't know how I saved it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. It is what it is. Give me 1 second. You got to see this image, man. This is like the saddest thing you ever going to see. This is super sad right here. Super sad. I'm like, dude, you got bigger issues, man. You got this little bitty baby. Number one, you don't need children don't need to be around nothing like that, man. What in the hell? Where's your daddy at? Where's your father? That's what I'm thinking when I see this. Check this out. See this image right here? Yeah, I don't know this brother. Apparently he was in custody. I guess he's innocent until proven guilty, but that's the image that's circling around local news right now. Baby on left hand, weapon in the right hand, and apparently he fired some shots at a woman over a fender bender. What, you don't have insurance? If you don't have insurance, bro, and you get into a fender bender, you can't get mad at the other driver. You got to get mad at yourself. Don't drive without insurance. Catch the bus. Simple as that. Y'all see this story? I know y'all saw this story. You said, where did this happen? This happened at Liberty and Winchell Avenue back on September the 1st. So going back a couple months now. Back on September the 1st. 54-year-old woman, minor car crash without damage. And the woman left. So they must have been talking back and forth. You know how people get the jaw jacking? I beat your ass. You ain't gonna beat nobody else. I wish you would. You know how black folks are. I wish you would. I wish you would come over here and beat my ass. Show me. You know, people get the jaw jacking and stuff like that. And, oh, word? And then my thing is to the woman that was in the car. You know this brother, you know this man is unstable. You know what he's capable of or what he says he's capable of. You're going to leave the scene of the situation, go pick him up, go pick up his weapon, and come back so he can confront another woman? I mean, is this what passes as love these days? That's supposed to be love? That's love? Jared writes, baby already had a cast on too. You peeped that? So did I. Now, you never can tell, but baby got a cast on his arm. I don't know what the story is, but if that ain't some child endangerment right there. And look at that, tinted windows. I told you, tinted windows. People with tinted windows are the worst in Cincinnati. They get them tinted windows, and it's like a mask. They feel like can't nobody see them. And you can do whatever you want to do. That is crazy, yo. Crazy. So just watch yourself, my friends. It's another reason for you to conceal and carry and have it in your car. For the same and crazy, not because you might be dealing with a crazy person. You get into a fender bender, this mofo go completely off the deep end because they don't have insurance or because they got warrants or they got something in the car. That's your problem. That's your problem, man. Don't take that out on me. Watch yourself out there, my friends. Maurice writes, right. Why go get him? You know all he gonna do is bring violence to the situation. Handle it yourself. Shantae writes, that must be the stepdaddy. Ain't no real man gonna be out here like that. You think so, Shanta? That's even worse. That's even damn worse. Nikki writes, now baby daddy going to jail. For what? Because you still got to deal. Once the accident happens, it happened. You can't change that. Now you're going to jail for what exactly, bro? Sad situation out there, man. But you know, people got, you know, post-COVID, man, people dealing with a lot of social and emotional problems and issues. Some people already got problems and issues. Then you come along, right? You don't even know what the problem is. And you step on a landmine. You step on a damn landmine. You know, I didn't know this, man, but wait a minute. It looks like the Reverend Al Sharpton was in town recently. He was at the National Coalition of Black Meeting Professionals at the Hyatt Regency. I wish that when people would do these kind of conventions, they would tap into local media and let us know. And apparently it was Walking Your Power. He spoke about Kyle Rittenhouse and also Ahmaud Arbery. Let's see if we can take a call from John. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. It must be on my end. It must be on my end because I can't hear John either. So no phone calls for the day. We need to end the show anyway. Reverend Al Sharpton reminded Black executives not to forget about those who made sacrifices in the past so that they can be in their position today. Okay, didn't I know that? Apparently he flew in from Georgia. Okay, nice. Shit going on. We don't hear nothing about it till it's too damn late. Until it's too damn late. Good morning to you. Maybe he had insurance and license, but just ignorant. I'm just saying, right. Nikki writes, right, Nate. Some folks dealing with real issues right now and taking it out on others happens every single day. It absolutely does. Brenda writes, no John. Well, it's not going to be any John because not able to get it connected. So again, that is my time as we get ready to 10 a.m. Have an excellent rest of your weekend. Tap in to Straight Talk Live on Sunday at 10 a.m. Tap into the Melanin Insights podcast on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. or at least you can check it afterward and check out all the podcasters that we're working with. Help us grow this platform. You know, I feel like there's a need and a void, and we can help to fill that void together. You know, we do it all together. And consider becoming a Patreon. We picked up more Patreons, and I'm definitely going to need your support if the projects that I have in mind are going to come to fruition. I'm definitely going to need your support 100%. So I appreciate you. Have an excellent rest of your day. And remember our motto: winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out. Also, don't forget our friends over at Renew Community Church are doing a brand new live stream series. Are the people around you running you crazy? You can learn signs of mental challenges and when to ask for help. That's this Sunday at 11:45 a.m. on Facebook at Cincy Renew, CINCI Renew, and on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream. All right. Have an excellent Friday, family. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. Back again.
getting like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem it's nothing. In the discussion, all the feelings I throw on my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'm a spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog, getting in my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my Chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a Hawkeye on the ball cat, get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man.